Like any other institution, Tuskegee University is not lacking in the issues department. The graduation rate at Tuskegee University is 46%. Um, Another issue would be the outdated dormitory for the incoming freshmen. Me personally, I stayed in Bethune dorm, um, right across from bioethics, and the community showers were okay, but in all honesty, it was a bit different showering in a community shower with that wasn't always clean. The dorms are very small and tight and packed. However, there are more dorms that do look better, but as a freshman, you aren't entitled to those dorms, and you have to earn that spot by earning more credit hours. Also, the action toward the institution improvement is not put in motion until parent involvement comes into play. Students can complain about any issue that they feel like could possibly be improved or have a better outcome by, protesting or emailing someone. But in all honesty, you're open. It's fine to give your feedback, but it won't be taken seriously, or nothing won't be done about it until you call your mother or your father or someone else to come into the university and really complain about something. And also the lack of technology resources for students. Success is it's kind of hard to print paper when there's no ink or paper in the printer in the computer lab in bioethics, or the computer lab in the library. It's all very frustrating.
Tuskegee University's student body has tried many different styles to get more involved with campus-based issues. One of the events that was attempted was the town hall meetings. This was a way to give the student body the opportunity to gather and speak on the issues that surround the school. According to the expert program management, town hall meetings have 7 advantages that include ideas like important updates, visible leadership, reinforcement of cultures and values, feeling engaged, promoting teamwork and collaboration, unfiltered feedback, and the enjoyment of everyone. But in the case of our university, it seems to be an overall disadvantage because of the lack of acknowledgement. The second style Tuskegee tried was to incorporate awareness events into school function weeks such as homecoming and SGA week. This didn't really work because students tend to only attend the major events and ignore the small ones. Another reason this failed is because of the time period in which they were usually scheduled was during class. The last form of output that Tuskegee an incredible amount of time on is the Student Government Association. This is supposed to work as an outlet for the student body to address the big issues to the school through elected officers. From my knowledge, the issues get sent, but like other styles that Tuskegee has tried, they go unnoticed as well. In any form of conflict, communication plays a major role, but when it comes to Tuskegee student body, it's evident that the specific department is lacking.
Now, while attempts are made in numerous forms, it's become very common that these efforts fail due to a number of reasons as presented on this slide. I've narrowed it down to 3 major reasons. The first is simply availability. This just refers to the amount of time that students and faculty alike have to dedicate themselves to resolving campus issues, and a lot of times people can be cited as being too busy or not having enough time to participate in the events described on the previous slide. This is mostly in part due to the obvious: classes. Things like going to, studying for, and meeting about classes play a major role in people's decisions to actually engage with others geared towards improving the campus as a whole. Also, extracurricular activities play a major role in one's schedule, especially if they're scholarship related, meaning they have much more significance to a student. And finally, leisure time is a key factor in availability, which we will expand on soon. The second major reason is the communication of these events to the students, as well as communication of these issues to the correct officials. Students amongst one another every day talk all the time, and it's not very likely that it's about what can be done to fix the issues at hand, let alone events discussing the same topic. A lot of times, students use social media to communicate the happening of events across campus, yet it seems that events that are campus-related are given much less advertisement compared to events in the greater interest of students. Which leads to the final and most important factor in the failure of these attempts, which is student interest. College is a setting that gives the individual a freedom unlike any they've ever been given before. This notion of having the college experience is a mindset a lot of students have that govern the way they conduct the activities they partake in on campus. Being a part of discussions to improve campus is very seldom part of that experience. Many students also are not connected with any organizations that have, say, community service as a part of its regular operations, thus discouraging the improvement of the issues at hand. Finally, reverting back to leisure, one surely knows the types of things that can happen on college campuses, like parties and probates, and other more favorable events that catch the attention of the student body. These issues overall have proven to be timeless in their effects on student involvement.
Ways to enhance student involvement on campus include offering incentives, maybe raffles, raffling off small gifts and prizes, or even gift cards for students to get food. Students love food. Or we could partner with the whole teaching department. A teaching department could also offer extra credit. Students love extra credit. The moment that they find out that extra credit is offered for attending an event, they will surely show up, even if it's just to get that signature. But if they're there to get the signature, then they're there. They have a better chance of actually participating in the event than they did when they were just sitting at home. Also, we can have meaningful events. Some events are just repetitive and it's the same thing every time. For example, a Black Lives Matter event. I'm just as pro-black as the next person, but if all we're going to do is rally around and talk about the problems, that is not actually fixing the problem. Yes, we can have one event to actually state the problems, but then the next event, now let's act on these problems. What can we do to actually change them? Better advertisement. Advertisement goes far beyond GroupMe and Twitter. Yeah, GroupMe and Twitter could get to a large majority of the students, but there are just students that just aren't on GroupMe and Twitter, and they could possibly miss out on a very valuable event. Also, food. Food draws a crowd every time. Period. There's nothing else to say at all. If you want a crowd, offer free food. College students love free food.
So, why do these solutions have a chance? Well, we can start with incentives. People always love the idea of getting something for nothing. Also, if raffles give students things that they actually need, like headphones, USBs, or school utensils, the more you will draw attention from students who are actually looking to get these things. Moving on to meaningful events bring genuinely interested students. Repeating the same old events will cause students to get bored and not to show up to your event. The more interesting your event, the more people talk, and the more you will bring students who are actually genuinely interested into what you're talking about. Moving on to advertisement, the more interactive your advertising is, the more people are curious about it. College students engage when things are interactive. If events are plastered all over GroupMe and Twitter like ad commercials, 9 times out of 10, people are going to ignore it. Word of mouth is the key to getting any event out on any college campus. The more people hear about your event or your business, the more likely that people will come check it out. Lastly, and the most important thing that will bring college students out, food. Food brings hungry students. If there's anything that will bring a student, it's free food. With a college student's budget, early dining hall closings, or lack of transportation, there's no denying that a student will get involved if that means ditching a night of ramen noodles.